Thundertails. Thunder, 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 Thundertails. Ho! Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Thundertails are on the move. Thundertails are loose. Playing the game of Pokemon. Thundertails are loose. Thunder, 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 Thundertails. Thunder, 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 Thundertails. Thunder, 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 Thundertails. Thunder, 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 Thundertails. Thundertails. Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sammy Ketchum, and welcome back to Sammy Ketchum TCG. Alright guys, I am back with another Rebel Clash deck profile. This time we are doing a turbo variant of Boltund V, better known as Thundertails V. Thundertails Part V. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Thundertails is back. And in this deck profile, I'm going to show you exactly why. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, we have ourselves 4 copies of Boltund V. This is like my third time explaining Boltund V. But this deck is the turbo variant, so we gotta do this. Boltund V, 200 HP. The first attack is very good, especially for this deck. 1 electric energy. Search your deck for 2 lightning energies and attach them to 2 of your bench Pokemon in any way you like. Alright, second attack. Second attack, it is a lightning and a colorless, and it has 10 base damage, and then it does 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So, that is Boltund V. It is very good. The amount of energy you can get in play is insane, especially with this turbo variant. I am really in love with this deck, and I'm about to show you why. His partner in crime. We have 2 copies of Zeraora Gx. 2 copies of Zeraora Gx. This right here is mainly the reason why this deck is basically Thundertails. And the reason why I say that is because with my old Thundertails deck, what I did was I based the whole deck around Zeraora Gx and getting his GX attack off. This deck is basically starting off doing the same thing. What this deck wants to do is this deck wants to go second and get off his GX attack. To put 5 energies into play and attach them to your Pokemon in any way that you like. That's the GX attack. That's what this deck is trying to do. Full voltage GX. His only attack, Plasma Fist, is also good, which also can be powered up by the GX attack. You know, 160 damage can be boosted up by electropowers if need be, which is very good. But this is one of the main reasons why this deck is going to be called Thundertails, because it uses the Thundertails engine. Alright. We have ourselves 2 copies of Dedenne Gx. Discard your hand and draw 6 cards when you play it from your hand. Very good draw power in this deck. You could just, go and get it. You're liable to have 1 in the deck. Honestly, I don't feel the need for 3. I mean, once you get out that 1 for your second turn, or whenever you're going second or third or whatever, when you're about to do that, when you're about to go into that turn to get off the GX attack, you only need that 1 down. The other 2 or 3 after that is kind of like moot. You basically run through your whole entire deck almost in that 1 turn. So, I feel 2 right now is fine. Alright. We have ourselves 2 copies of Rayquaza Gx. Yes, I don't have Rayquaza Gx's right now, but these are proxies. Trust me, I'm definitely getting them after this, because this deck is insane. But 2 copies of Rayquaza Gx. Alright. It's in here for its ability. And what its ability does is that you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put them in the discard pile. And then you could take a basic energy card, either grass or lightning, from your discard pile and attach it to Rayquaza Gx on the bench. So I mean, all this deck does is play electric energy. So what you do is you dump energy into the discard pile, with your cards like Quick Ball and such. And then you mill the top 3 with Rayquaza. Doesn't matter what those 3 are. But then you put an energy from your discard pile onto Rayquaza. What this does is that this gets you an extra energy card on the field for Boltund V's second attack. So it's just an extra energy card. It does help. Now, here's the other part. Okay. I think I'm a little excited here. Alright. It's alright. We'll continue going on. Alright. Here's the other part of the Thundertails engine. 2 copies of Shuckle from Lost Thunder. 2 copies of Shuckle. Now, what Shuckle does is that once you play it from your hand, you can search your deck for 3 basic energy cards and put them into your discard pile. And you shuffle your deck afterwards, of course. So, Shuckle basically Shuckle basically fuels Zeraora Gx's GX attack. It's the fuel. You sit there, you get 3 energies into the discard pile. It fuels Zeraora Gx's GX attack. It also puts energies in the discard pile for Tapu Koko Prism Star. So you can also do that with Shuckle. So you get energies for Tapu Koko or for the GX attack. You could play 1 down in a turn. You could play 2 down on your bench in a turn and get 6 energies in your discard pile. So that's 5 for the GX attack and maybe 6 or 7, maybe 1 for the Tapu Koko Prism Star to get you going. This is absolutely busted. I absolutely love this card. And soon as I thought of the turbo variant, I went straight to this card. I'm telling you, the way this sets up is so good. It is so good. I'm telling you, you have to try this. Alright, that's it for the Pokemon. We have ourselves 4 copies of Professor's Research. Discard your hand and draw 7. Best supporter in the game. Draw a supporter in the game. We also have ourselves 3 copies of Clay. What Clay does is that Clay says you discard the top 7 cards of your deck and you take all item cards and add them to your hand. This deck mostly plays item cards. So one way to get a ton of item cards is to play Clay. All the other cards, your Pokemon, your energies, you want your basic energies in the discard pile. So those are not going to hurt. Your Pokemon, they may hurt a little bit depending on what you already have in the field and so forth and so forth. But Clay is very good at getting your items, you know, which we're about to get to. We have ourselves, straighten it up a little bit. There we go. 4 copies of Electropower. Electropower boosts the attacks of your lightning Pokemon or electric Pokemon by 30. So whatever they do, it goes up 30 more damage. So 30 more damage on top of all the energy in play that you get out from Zeraora Gx attack, from Tapu Koko, from the Rayquaza, plus 30, and then you stack other Electropowers on top of that. If you know, whenever when you get them, it's legit busted. It is legit busted. It is so good. All right, here's a card that here's a card that I thought that I wouldn't be playing, but it is actually really decent in here. 4 copies of Acro. I am usually not a fan of Acro, but in this deck, in this turbo deck, Acro really helps you kind of find that piece or pieces that you need when you basically use it. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. You know. So far, I'm actually liking it in this deck. So, I mean, that's saying something if I'm actually considering playing something like Acro. Usually, I'm not usually a fan of cards like this. Let's see if I can get that straight. Okay. We have ourselves 4 copies of Cherish Ball. Cherish Ball will let you find your GX Pokemon like that. Search your deck for a GX Pokemon, add it to your hand. You can find your Zeraora, you can find Dedenne, you can find your Rayquazas. You know, so any of those are basically up for grabs with Cherish Ball. You know. We have ourselves also 4 copies of Quick Ball. This deck plays a lot of 4Ls because you want the most fast and consistent engine possible. 4 copies of Quick Ball. Discard a card, search your deck for a basic, add it to your hand. This whole deck is basics. So I can find every single Pokemon in this deck with Quick Ball. I can find Tapu Koko, Shuckles. It's very good at searching out for Shuckles. So good. This is so good. Now, here's another card that I never thought I'd see in a turbo deck or in any of my decks in general. It's actually type of a control card. 4 wait and see hammers. Alright? And what wait and see hammers do is that if you go second, and if it is your first turn, you play this card and discard the energy from your opponent's Pokemon. What this does is that if they went first and the only thing they can do is attach an energy and pass, you basically set them back a turn, discard their energy, and it basically sets you up so you won't get knocked out on your next turn, or they can't do what they want to do on their next turn. So it sets them back a turn and pushes you up. I think it kind of pushes you up a turn because you get to discard a card from them while setting up your GX attack and flooding your board with energies. So they have to go back basically to the first turn where they're attaching one energy, and they can't attack yet. They can't really advance. So now you have a chance. You've got all this energy on your board now that you've done the GX attack, and you can just go in. So that's what this does. But it can only be played if you're going second. So this deck really, really wants to go second to get this off. This is very, very good. And honestly, I absolutely love it right now. I absolutely love it. We have ourselves 2 copies of Great Catcher. Since this deck is basically all items, really, you've got 2 Great Catcher. Discard 2 cards, bring up a GX or EX Pokemon from the bench to the active spot. This is your gusting effect in this deck. I would honestly love to play Boss's Orders in here, but, I like this. I really like this. I actually may throw in a Boss's Orders later, but right now I am really liking this. Since it's an item, I could basically get it with clay. I could draw it out with the Dedenne. I could draw it out with Professor's Research. I could get it off Acro Bike. It is like, so many good options, right now that I could use this with. So, it's very good. We have ourselves 1 copy of Ordinary Rod. I stuck Ordinary Rod in here because if Clay and Rayquaza are discarding other cards like Pokemon off the top of my deck that I may need in my deck, I could put them back in the deck with Ordinary Rod. Things that I would want to see. That's why it's really in here for the Pokemon. Or if it discards extra energy that I don't need in the discard pile. Let's say I've already done the GX attack. Let's say I've already done Tapu Koko. I wouldn't really need extra energy in the discard pile after that. So this could basically shuffle those back into the deck along with the Pokemon, and then I can just research them out with the balls. With the ball engine. Alright. We have ourselves 3 copies of Viridian Forest. Now, Viridian Forest, basically, you could discard a card from your hand and search your deck for a basic energy card and add it to your hand. I like this in the deck over what's that called? Fidget spinner. Not fidget spinner, I mean energy spinner. I mean, in the picture of energy spinner, it really looks like a fidget spinner. But I like this in the deck over energy spinner. For the simple fact that you discard a card. So I can, if I have another energy in my hand, which I probably will draw into a basic energy, either with the Dedenne or Sycamore or whatever, if I have a basic energy in my hand, I could discard that energy and search out another energy to add to my hand, and I can probably discard that to fuel Tapu Koko, to fuel Zeraora Gx attack, or I can attach it for the turn, you know. So, I mean, it gives me those options, and I like that option. Plus, it searches out the energy, which is really, really good. It's another option other than Thunder Mountain. You know, this is the other stadium in the deck other than Thunder Mountain. Um, Thunder Mountain makes your electric or your electric Pokemon's attacks cost 1 lightning less. So Zeraora GX attack now becomes free. Boltund V's first attack now becomes free. Its second attack now becomes 1 colorless energy. So it is so good, you know, in helping you attack and get off, do what you need. All right, let's go into the energy. We have ourselves 2 copies of speed energy. When you attach this from your hand to your lightning Pokemon or electric Pokemon, you draw 2 cards, and it also counts as an electric energy. You can also it also fuels Boltund V's attack since it is an electric energy when attached to electric Pokemon. Very, very good. And you get to draw 2 cards off of it. Man, that is busted. Alright, let's see. Have ourselves, what is it? See, 3, 6, 9, and 11. 11 lightning energy. 11 lightning energy, 2 speed energy. Alright? I would like to give a big, big shout out to Team Rocket's Hideout for the Team Rocket's Hideout and Danny Altavia for the inspiration and part of this list. You know, this is basically mostly the deck from Team Rocket's Hideout. From that article, but I made some changes of my own. I added in the Shuckles. The Shuckles are really, really good in here in getting energies into the discard pile. I added in Viridian Forest. Viridian Forest lets me discard a card. Could be an energy, could be something that I don't need to go search an energy. And a lot of times we don't need Thunder Mountain out in order to get off what we need to get off. I also added in the Ordinary Rod in order to get back some of the Pokemon that I need to put back into the deck if I happen to discard them with Clay or Rayquaza or something else. I have that option in Ordinary Rod. Other than that, this deck is mostly that. But I definitely give them props. This is a very, very good list. It is a very, very fast list. I've played a couple of test hands with this. Every single test hand and every single game that I've played with this, I've gotten the GX attack off every single time going second. This is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I get a ton of energies in play, and by turn 2, I've got a ton of energies, and this is ready to rock and roll. I hope you like it. You know, check this deck out. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, make sure you take care of yourself and each other. Thank you.